AI does make me look like a cyber superhero, and I think it does make me into a cyber superhero. It makes me into a better worker nonetheless. I can't say it makes me into a better person. But what are some things that AI should never do for security reasons and also personal reasons? I don't think AI should be performing cybersecurity actions on our behalf. That doesn't mean every single cybersecurity action. I think that there are some things that it could totally do. But let's say you work for a major organization. Anything that deals with your executives for your organization should be performed by a human.
Who says tech can't be human?
What's going on, Hacker Valley fam? Welcome back to the show. This podcast is all about the intersection between humanity, technology, and cybersecurity. Every day after I finish my morning routine, my goal is to learn something new. Usually this comes in the form of a book, a video, or a news article. And it seems like no matter where I turn today, the glue between humanity, technology, and cybersecurity is artificial intelligence. I think that there's so much goodness when it comes to AI and large language models, but there's some stuff about it that is completely off, and I would even say sometimes janky. As a cybersecurity practitioner and as a tinkerer, I've always wanted to build technology for myself, build technology for others, and also use this technology to become a better hacker, defender, and ultimately build a balanced work life. I'm pretty good when it comes to Python programming. JavaScript, on the other hand, the language of the web, you could say my skills are suspect. Before ChatGPT was around, the best thing that I had for something like JavaScript was Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow was great because it's a community where you can ask a question and someone may answer it. But there's still a lot of holes and gaps, and the delay between asking a question and getting the right answer could take months. In my latest video, I spoke all about DeepSeek R1. It's a LLM that's developed by a hedge fund in China. In this episode, we're going to talk more about DeepSeek and also other LLMs. And we're going to cover how AI and LLMs have made me look like an absolute cyber superstar. And sometimes I feel like I am. But when it comes to programming, I know that I'm not. And when it comes to being organized and being a master at following up, that's where I really lean in on artificial intelligence. But first, let's dive into some cybersecurity news. This first article comes from The Guardian. It's Google owner drops promise not to use AI for weapons. The article covers the fact that Alphabet, Google's parent company, their guidelines no longer restrict using their AI to develop technology that could cause overall harm. This doesn't mean that you can use technology like Google Gemini to do damage across the board, but my suspicion is that some military customers need to use technology like Google Gemini to develop weapons, maybe even intrusive surveillance technology, or our favorite, computer exploits. The head of Google AI said that guidelines were being overhauled to support this new world that we're going into, where AI has the opportunity to protect national security. But let's be honest though, this is a slippery slope because on one hand, I could totally relate to the need and the necessity to protect oneself and also our country. But on the other hand, this could easily get out of control. One minute you're using AI to build software that can hack the adversary back. The next minute, you're using AI to control drones for the sake of warfare against other humans. Using AI to control weapons, whether it be physical or digital, is a bad look. It's a direct portrayal of Skynet, which is everyone's worst nightmare when it comes to AI. Let me know what you think of this decision by Google. Is it necessary or unnecessary? If you're on Spotify or YouTube, you can drop your answer into the comments. Our next story comes from Security Week. fake DeepSeek sites used for credential phishing, crypto theft, and scams. For the past 2 weeks, DeepSeek has been breaking the internet because they developed a model named R1 that performs similarly to OpenAI's O1 model for a fraction of the price. Whenever new technology comes out and it goes viral, the cyber adversary, they love to wreak havoc. They love to cause damage from all this. In this story, it's outlined that a researcher named Dominic Alveri has been tracking websites that are malicious, that are posing as the real DeepSeek website. As you could imagine, these websites, they're used for credential harvesting, stealing crypto wallets, and instructing you to do things that you normally wouldn't do. He told Security Week that he had seen over 50 active websites that are posing as DeepSeek after the R1 model was released. When it comes to things like this, though, especially fake websites, some are just so blatantly fake that no one would ever fall for them because of the domain name or because of the way the website looks. There was one in the list that Dominic shared that I thought was a decent clone of the DeepSeek website. This website is deepseeklogin.com, and please do not go to that website because it's a fake website. I have the real website pulled up on the left and the fake one on the right. And as you can see, if you're looking at this show on YouTube, you can see that they did a pretty decent job at cloning the DeepSeek website. I bring this news story up because I think it's relevant. It's relevant because it affects people like you and I in ways without even us realizing it. A few weeks ago, I was at a baby shower and I was talking to my friend's parents and telling them how much I love ChatGPT. So what they did was they pulled up their phone and they opened the App Store and they typed in ChatGPT. They downloaded it and then they turned to me and they said, "Ron, I'm not able to use the app. What's going on? I thought you said this app was free." I asked to see their iPhone and I went back to the App Store. I saw that they typed in ChatGPT just fine. Here's the thing. Other apps showed up before ChatGPT, even though they typed in ChatGPT because they paid for advertisement space. This is a real dilemma because we're searching for something legitimate, the ChatGPT official website, but the app stores on Android and iOS both prioritize people that pay. I'm sure that the other app that my friend's parents downloaded has legitimate uses, but in no world should it be the number one result on the search page when I typed in the exact search term of the official app. With that said, we got to stay vigilant. We got to stay aware of what we click and what our employees and our family members are clicking because not everything stands out like a sore thumb. If you want to check out this news article, be sure to check out the show notes or description wherever you're listening or watching, and let us know what you think of these two news articles. I need to jump in for a second and share some details about a special group that we've created for you, our listeners. We understand the importance of creativity in cybersecurity, and Hacker Valley has created a special Cyber Creators Mastermind. Each month, we meet and discuss how to break down technical concepts through stories, the intricacies and opportunities of using audio and video to highlight what's important in cybersecurity, and we share how you can use content to highlight the hard work that you put into your craft. You can check out the mastermind by visiting hackervalley.com/mastermind. We'd love to help unlock your creative potential and would love to see you there. So let's talk about how AI makes me look like a superhero. I have two top use cases, how I program using AI and also how I use AI to take notes and ultimately provide me with the necessary things I need to do to follow up after I take notes. What I have pulled up here is malwaretrafficanalysis.net. This site is a classic. It has malware samples from 2013 all the way to 2025, mainly emails. But what this website allows you to do is look at specific malware samples based off of the year. You can download them, you can analyze them. A lot of the times these come with a PCAP. So here's what I want to do. I want to pull down everything from this website, all of the pages. There's also some special conditions for how to open up these infected zip files from 2013 to 2017. And 2017 up until now, 2025, there's a different technique. And they say we have to follow a new pattern. So what I have pulled up here is a programming IDE called Cursor. Cursor is the same thing as VS Code. In fact, it's a duplicate of VS Code. It's what you call a clone. So all of the same things that you see in VS Code work here in Cursor. I've created a readme.markdown file. This file has instructions for what I intend to do. And also I broke it down to a few steps for hopefully the AI to follow. I am not going to fudge with these results at all. This is going to be all directly from the AI. Let's see how well it does. Usually this is a game changer for me. So step 1, go to malwaretrafficanalysis.net. Step 2, pull all of the pages and store them in the pages directory. Step 3, pull all the blog entries and store them into the blog entries directory. Step 4, pull all the malware PCAP files and store them into malware-pcap-files directory. And also make sure that you review the special instruction to get the password for the PCAP files for 2013 to 2017 and 2017 until present. So within Cursor, there is this feature called Composer. I can chat with the AI directly within my IDE, but I could also chat with other files. That's what makes this tool and many other revolutionary AI IDEs impactful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, write a Python script following at readme and iteratively develop code until all steps are completed. And I have PCAP files for each of these samples listed in malwaretrafficanalysis.net. All right, so there's 2 modes within Cursor for Composer. There's normal mode, which is kind of like how we use ChatGPT. You ask it a question, it gives one response, and that's it. But with agent mode, it will continue to perform steps that it think need to be completed until they are all the way done. So I'm going to say, please continue to go through the steps on your own until everything is done. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and hit submit, and I'm going to allow the AI to do what it does best. The first thing that it's doing is it's building a scraper. And as it's generating code, you could see what is the code output that it's generating. It's going to ultimately drop it to my disk. I'm going to go ahead and hit accept, and it's going to start to create other required files. For this situation, it's creating me a requirements.txt file, which serves as the package. The requirements.txt file lets me know all of the packages that I need to download and install before using my script. And what it's doing now is adding in more scraping functionality. Let's go ahead and take a look at this file. So it just generated 2 different files for me, a scraper.py file, which serves as the scraper, and also a requirements.txt file, which has all of the necessary packages that I need to download. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is say, run the script and keep executing until everything works as described in README. All right, so what it's done so far is it's iterated through each of these pages. If I wanted to confirm, did the page get downloaded properly? What we can do is reveal in Finder, and I can open up this page. Let's see what it looks like. So it looks like it's working decently fine. When I pull up the 2017 page, it shows me all of the blog posts from 2017. But what we just ran into was the script asking for a password. I don't know what the password is off the top of my head, so I'm going to ask the AI to find out on its own because I know that it's on the website somewhere. I'm also going to ask it to make the downloading happen faster. Right now, it's downloading very slow. I want to finish this execution faster. So let's see how it does. So as we can see, this is still moving pretty slow. Now, I think it's all right to totally wait for this, but I want to show the power of AI programming. So I'm going to try to go around it and force it to download faster by opening up multiple pages at a time. So I'm saying saving pages is too slow. Please download each page asynchronously. Let's see if this helps it go a little bit faster. All right, so it downloaded all the blog entries much faster that time, but right now it's not downloading the PCAP files correctly or the infected zip. So what I'm going to say is please download and extract the infected files and make sure that you use the right password based on when the blog came out. Looks like it's having some issues. Now it's going back and trying to fix whatever issues it's having. All right, so what I see here is that the agent has done 25 iterations and it looks like it has a default stop limit of 25. If we want, we could email Cursor and increase the limit. But let's go ahead and just tell it to continue. And when it comes to AI, we could totally help it behave better. So I could see that there is a pcap.zip file in the blog entries. So I'm going to give it one last chance to prove itself, and then I'm going to give it some instruction to download those zip files correctly. All right, let's see if we could help it out. I'm going to go to this 2025's blog entry. I can copy the link to this zip file, and I'll let it know that, hey, I went to this page and it got me this zip file. What I believe it will do is also browse to the website within Cursor and ultimately, look at what the HTML contents are or just the contents of that page. So I could see that it went to this website and it looks like it even went to the zip. It probably just bailed out on those. But now it's writing some new code. So let's see if it was able to work through that issue that it was having. All right, so what we have built here, and this is what I meant about AI making you look like a superhero, but also sometimes it's just not right. It could be a little janky. We just spent the past 20 minutes working on a script that could scrape malwaretrafficanalysis.net, download all of the web pages, including the root directory, all the blog entries, and the PCAP files. It did stunning on downloading each and every page of malware traffic analysis. It also did a great job of downloading each blog entry and organizing it by year. What it did not do well at was downloading the actual PCAP files within each of those blog entries. So there's some areas where AI programming is stunning, and then there's other areas where you can spend a lot of time going back and forth with the AI. Cursor, I believe, is one of those revolutionary AI programming tools that has taken myself to the next level and can probably take you to the next level, but it does come with some caveats. The second use case I wanted to share is how I use AI note takers and also our project management tool, Notion, to make magic happen. I have many calls where I need to follow up with several different people, maybe perform actions like recording a podcast episode. This workflow has changed everything for me. I use a note taker called Fathom, and whenever there's a new Fathom call that is seen by the API, it will ingest it into Zapier. It'll wait for 2 minutes just to not reach a race condition. Sometimes when I move into that next step too quickly, not everything is processed in Fathom yet. So the next step after the delay is retrieve the call details from Fathom. This is the meeting transcript, the AI generated notes, and also some other important information. Then what we do is we format the call details into Notion blocks. Notion has its own formatting that I need to follow and have Zapier take that Fathom output and use it as Notion input. The next step in my workflow is I search to see if a page already exists. If there's a page that already exists with the note, don't add a new note. Then the next step is to create a page in Notion under the resources database. This is absolutely spectacular because now all of my notes are within Notion and I can see all of the action items that I need to perform. And the last step is to send a message to me over Slack. This workflow has been legendary for myself and my company because it puts meeting notes into one place and it also lets us know the AI generated notes like the summary, the goal, and the action items that we need to perform by the next call. Let me know what you think of this workflow. It's been a game changer for me. Maybe it could be a game changer for you as well. AI does make me look like a cyber superhero. And I think it does make me into a cyber superhero. It makes me into a better worker nonetheless. I can't say it makes me into a better person. But I was thinking as I was wrapping this up, what are some things that AI should never do for security reasons and also personal reasons? The first thing is I don't think AI should be performing cybersecurity actions on our behalf. That doesn't mean every single cybersecurity action. I think that there are some things that it could totally do. But let's say you work for a major organization. Anything that deals with your executives for your organization should be performed by a human. So you could think of phishing or opening a malicious file that was flagged by our EDR solution. This should be remediated by a person, one, because it's targeting our executives. So whether it be real or benign, we want to look at that exclusively with our eyes. AI could totally help give us context there, but we should be treating that with great sensitivity. The second thing that AI should never do is draw a picture of me based off of only its AI knowledge. And that's because it's heavily biased. In a recent episode, I mentioned that if you type in Ron Eddings into ChatGPT, it will pull up information about myself and Hacker Valley, but what it can't do quite yet is infer and determine what race I am. So if you type in draw a picture of Ron Eddings, it will draw in a picture of a white male. So let me know what you think. Does this picture look like me? I'm going to say no. And the last thing that I'll say that I'm going to cover more and more in a future episode is AI should never be babysitting your kids. Elon Musk has some excellent inventions. There is this new humanoid robot that's coming out in the near future, so they say, and it's supposed to have the ability to drive your car, go to the grocery store, and in a pinch, even watch your kids. I don't think that I would want AI watching my kids, but it could totally let me know if my kids are acting bad. That covers everything for this episode, Hacker Valley fam. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world to us if you followed, liked, or shared this on any social platform, and also tune in for the next one. With that, we will see everyone next time.